What has recently come to my attention is obviously Mama Yoli.
Yoli, kena.
Yoli. Moli. Oh shit. Am I having a fucking stream?
I shop Zay, Gabu CKs, I shop Zay, the Petty 3, I shop Zay, the Tankare, I shop Zay, I shop Zay, Gabu CKs, Petty I shop Zay.
Sanbonani Dumelang Abusheni, hello, goeiemorgen. It is episode 9 of Digital Dyans. Please do remember to subscribe, follow, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your side about the Digital Dyans. We are joined today by none other than Tshepang Mollison. Tshepang, thank you so much for joining us. How do you do?
I'm good. How are you?
We are fantastic. And as usual, I've got Sanizels.
What's up?
And?
See, what's up?
At
least you didn't say what's fucking. I had to unbite that.
Yeah, that was a bit of a problem. So today we are speaking about influencing, and I think the biggest question I have for many people, she's the original, and for some that do not know, we are with. For me, she's changed the game. She's completely changed the game, but we're here to get a bit more insight about the influencer aspect and, of course, who you actually are. But we'll start, I guess, with what do you think influence really means in terms of definitions? What does influence mean? How does it manifest to you?
So, influence to me means having power over your environment and the people around you to make decisions in a way that's favorable to you. So anyone can be an influencer. The guy that works downstairs can be an influencer. The cameraman can be an influencer. Me sitting on this couch, I can be an influencer. So that's what influence means to me.
And of course, there are a lot of misconceptions about influencing and all that kind of things. What does success look like? And what would you say the biggest misconceptions are around being an influencer?
I think success to me, what it looks like to me is being able to quit your agency job and
You're a free bird
and work as an influencer full time and know very well that next month you wouldn't have to go back to agency or like a corporate job, whatever. But I think the misconception is that success is having 1 million followers on Instagram, driving a Merc, and carrying like designer bags. That's success to someone else, but it's not success to everyone.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because also I think, the second part of Wang's question around, people, especially online and on Twitter, it feels like people hate influencers. Like
But
the way
they
that they
do.
carry on talking
Ah,
about
they
it.
I think they're
jealous.
They can't
And
talk
that's
about
and
it.
that's
Yeah,
and that's
can't
what it
stop
is. And for me, it's quite interesting in terms of where that stems from, and I know we speak about jealousy and stuff because the problem is that also for me, you can't like be an influencer if you're not, like, you can't. For me, learning how to be an influencer, it starts within your immediate environment in real life, right? So you can't just not be anyone in real life and then, oh no, I'll be a digital influencer as long as my Instagram's popping, whatever. If I don't like fucks with you in general or whatever like that, you can't just change that opinion on me. So like for me, I always I defense force corner. Always, no ways. Therefore, there's no ways. Also, because you have to. There's also a lack of respect for the craft.
At all,
because it seems so easy. Like, oh no, just curate your feed, nigga. No, it's not just
a
that.
lot of people don't like. I think I saw like a few months ago where people were deliberating whether it's a job or not, and like it just struck me so badly that they don't understand what it takes to create content and like the level of professionalism that's. And anyway, like that is a misconception. I've lost the train. I've lost the train.
Don't worry about it. It happens to the best of us. What would you say your favorite and worst campaign was? Don't mention brands.
Well, that's gonna be impossible to answer.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah.
My favorite?
Or maybe
Yeah,
the
rather
Girl,
just
I
a
do
favorite,
have a
yeah.
favorite
What
where I was actually in Bali for my birthday. Chilling, nice times. And then I got an email saying, yo, we've been running this amazing competition and we want you and your partner to go to the Maldives.
Oh wow.
I was like, so
Wait,
from
what?
island
Yo, island hopping.
And
So
we know those
like, that
Maldives
was
flights.
insane. It was insane.
son.
We literally came home for a week and then like left Maldives. And when we got there, the brand manager was like, the campaign is pretty much done.
Yeah.
Like
You
you are
just
gonna
here to
be
have
here
fun.
with the competition winners. You here to have fun. If you wanna take photos, go ahead. If you don't wanna take photos in the Maldives, you don't have
what are you
to.
doing there?
I was like,
I want
Of
to
course.
I want to talk about that because you want to manage the experience one side,
Yeah.
but you also want to make sure that it's organic.
Yeah.
And as much value from all sides
Yeah.
involved. Does it work if a manager's hands on, or if you allow that similar type of freedom?
I feel like you always have to give the content creators freedom to do what they want to do, because at the end of the day, I know I wasn't sent to Maldives to just chill
Yeah.
and have a good time.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? But obviously, you as a brand manager or whoever, if you're just like, guys, have fun, that makes me actually want to create content
Yeah.
because it's like, yo, there's no pressure. I can chill like for a few hours if I want to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I know when I wake up and I see blue seas,
Yeah.
The
I'm
creativity's
capturing
gonna pop. It's
everything.
just gonna pop.
Yeah.
Because
There's-
you want to secure the next bag.
Exactly. So I think that was like for me the best hands down campaign experience I've ever had like in my life.
And while we're there, actually talking about campaigns and bags that are open, is that obviously now we're in level 2, the rules have been relaxed,
Yeah.
and now obviously industries like alcohol and travel have reopened.
Yeah.
Like, how are you feeling now that everything's open again, the economy and also those extra?
I'm excited. I'm very happy, especially because my content is focused around alcohol and travel and groove. So as much as I'm not keen to groove, which I probably won't for a long time because I'm still like
A little bit shook,
anxious,
yeah.
I'm glad that like I can still get Nake sent to my house and I can create content
yeah.
at home. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can go on a solo location to Cape Town and have a good time by myself, but
yeah.
still be working.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy that those industries have opened up. Like that's where all our money is.
Exactly,
yeah.
So it's really a good thing, and I mean South Africans love alcohol, so
Yeah.
I'm happy for everyone involved.
Shout out Cyril.
So what has recently come to my attention is obviously Mama Yoli.
Yoli, kina.
Moli.
Oh shit! Am I having a fucking stream?
Yeah, that's it.
MamaMoli.
Mama.
So how did that come about? How was that idea birthed? And yeah, how did it get there? And how's it going?
It's actually a weird thing. So my mom has been on Instagram for like maybe 2 years or whatever. So every time, so I stay at home. Yes, I'm a broke influencer that lives at home.
Believe me, there's so many people who are envious of you.
No, I get dragged, because I live at home. I'm broke, so I'm a broke influencer that lives at home.
With great influence.
With amazing influence, and my mom has like a passion for cooking. She's really good at it. I can't cook,
Oh, okay.
so she makes all my meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And as like my payment, I'll like take pictures and post them on her page. So I've always had friends like saying, "Oh, when are you gonna like invite us over for lunch, or whatever?" And I'm like, no. So obviously, like my girlfriends have been lucky enough to come over to the house and experience my mom's food, whatever. Then COVID happened, and then the bags just stopped. And I have a crush on this guy. Anyway.
Let's double click into that.
So this guy I know, he's a bachelor, he lives by himself, he's racked, and he was just like,
Nice.
I wish I could eat like you. So like I'd post like my meals and stuff, and I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, just cook for me, like, because I can't go to the restaurants. I'm used to ordering in and stuff, because I think this was like still level 5 where you couldn't even order in.
Yeah.
And I was like, like what can we make? He's like, just like ask your mom to make a meal for me and then I'll pay you guys. So we literally had like no capital, nothing, no like containers for the girls, nothing. And my mom made him a meal in like her fancy Tupperware, and he just gave us a bag. And he said, actually, you guys need to start.
out.
There's the money, the food is great, and that's just how we started.
So that's a good thing that came out of
Yeah,
lockdown.
no, it's really a good thing, especially because my mom has been so anxious and nervous about cooking for people.
Yeah.
She's been very nervous, like, to have it as like a service that's out there. But this has obviously built her confidence, and like she freaks out when all of these people that she recognizes from social media orders like, oh my god, Mom's ordered today. And I'm just like, Mom, like, oh my god, how's my son's speedster? And I'm like, what? Mom, relax. So obviously, like having people order, especially when people order again and again and again,
you can tell.
Yeah,
building the brand.
Yeah, so that's what happened.
Yeah, we're actually talking about whether lockdown has been good or not for a lot of people, and obviously it's dynamic. Like life, there's the good, there's the bad, and you've managed to use those synergies in a positive way.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the beginning, I won't lie to you and say it was like amazing and stuff. I think the first week I was like, this is great, I can actually chill, because I don't get days off via like influencing and groove. Like I'm always on the streets, so it was nice to like just be at home, and I was sleeping every day. I was like, oh, this is so nice, until you realize, hey, there's no money coming in anymore. And so obviously I think it's been like a roller coaster. Like my aunt caught COVID, but like she survived and everything, but it's such a scary time. It's like there's been good and bad, but yeah, I think more than anything, I'm focusing on like the good and the fact that my mom has been able to become an influencer out of this.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a time now where I'm happy to be alive and have
genuinely
money.
happy to be here.
Have a job and be alive.
Yeah.
If I get out this year with that, I'm done good.
So as Wang was saying earlier, in terms of how I feel in terms of your influence and stuff, triple OG. So I think a lot of the times, when people try and understand what you spoke about in terms of what it takes to kind of create content, how expensive it is, buying equipment, all this type of stuff. Yeah. For you, what's your kind of process, sort of whenever you get like a brief from a brand or whatever to work on a campaign, in terms of how you go about conceptualizing how you're going to bring something to life? Do you have a process, or do you just kind of work with how you feel and your instincts and stuff?
I think because I am a triple OG, I don't overthink it. I feel like what I've seen a lot with the new wave of influencers, that you can see that, first of all, they have time.
Yeah, a lot. Oh, them TikTok boys.
They have time.
TikTok boys.
They have time. They have like a team or assistant somewhere, and they like sit and conceptualize everything, and it looks like a fucking
editing. Yeah.
Whereas with me, I think if I get a brief, I'll read through it, I'll think about it. I'm like, oh, okay, I want to shoot like this, whatever. Like, I don't spend too much time thinking about it, because at the same time, I want it to look as natural as possible online. So yeah, I don't have a process. Like, I don't even have I never have content calendars. Like, I can't work like that, because for me, why did I leave a 9 to 5 just to put myself
like that?
I can't do that. So I don't have a process. I just go with the flow and make sure that I meet my deadlines, and I just keep it moving.
Because also I think another thing is, in the last, and something that I've noticed, especially in the last, let's say maybe 3 or 4 years, like this booming of like photographer culture, and like photographers becoming influencers and celebrities, your Austins and Cedric and stuff, like in terms of how important it is as a content creator to build relationships, with these really sort of high profile and actually very talented photographers, is kind of like a weird process, because obviously, if you want the best, right, the other people they're working with, you might not be able to get them. So how do you kind of manage that process in terms of, okay, I need to pick this person, especially when I'm working this campaign, what's their style like, does it match my style? Is that something that you like look at and consider?
I think for me, I've been fortunate enough to have come up with like your Cedrics and your Austins, so I mean I do struggle to fucking book Austin Malema. He's actually just
he's a lot.
But because I came up with them, it's easy to just be like, yo, I need
just do me this quick.
Austin, let's go to Mauritius. He'll drop everything for me because we came up together. But obviously I do try to work with other photographers and stuff, and how I've gone about that is literally just like there's a guy from Soweto, Lesedi, he's Killer Girls photographer, and I groove with those guys, and I just saw like his stories. I'm like, shit, you're very creative, like let's shoot one day. So that's how I pick my guys. Like if I've actually interacted with them on like a personal level, and I've seen their work, then I won't go to like a random person hey, I want to work with you, because it's too much of a risk.
Exactly.
Some people aren't reliable at all. So that's how I go about it. Very organic, very like, hey mates, let's work.
What's going on?
So obviously I'd imagine that you get a lot of offers for campaigns that don't align with your brand. So I just wanted to know, like, what do you think the repercussions are with taking a job that doesn't actually align with you?
Well, I don't know.
I guess that's the triple OG status.
I don't know.
But what did you imagine them to be?
I I think what happens is that like if you like on the scene, you're booming, you take all the bags, you're not going to be booming forever.
Exactly.
We've literally seen
it.
influencers come and go, and that's why I think I'm still relevant today, because I know what's for me and what's not for me, and it sucks having to turn down money because you're just like, this is a quick bag, like let me just work with this canned wine.
Canned wine, wow.
I literally got like approached for a campaign for that, but I was like, no, I mean you're giving me 20K, but like it's not going to be worth it, like in the long run.
You should probably take that 20K to help the canned wine.
So back in the day, we used to go for like the practical things like teachers, lawyers, doctors, nurses, engineers.
Yeah.
We are having a situation where universities in Italy are actually formalizing influencer management, and it's becoming a course.
Oh, wow.
What would your advice be? I mean, if you are looking at the amount of time versus the money that is made, it could be quick win, but you, I think, have found a sort of partnership between the longevity and sustainability of being an influencer. What would your advice be? Because children are in school right now, they're watching you, they're looking at it, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But you've also accumulated a lot of experience, you've gotten also your academics behind it.
Yeah.
What's your advice to them in also having the engagement with their parents?
I mean, it's obviously hard for some people to convince their parents that like, I want to be an influencer when I'm older or whatever, because it's not a real job. But like, I don't know, you can't learn how to be an influencer. So I would never encourage anyone to take any courses or anything like that on being an influencer, because you're being scammed. Wherever you're going to study this, it's a scam. It's really a scam, because how I always describe my job to people is I'm just documenting my life. No one can teach you how to document your life unless you're going to study photography and study videography. That makes sense. Like, for example, I did my honors in brand management and communication. So it all links up, but like you can't study to be influential, unfortunately. So I really fear for the future, because I feel like people think it's that easy, and it's not even the people that are still in school, it's like my age mates that think they can just like
wake up one day and do the things.
Thank you for joining us, Tshepang. And if you don't know her, she's Twiggy Moli, the ultimate, the original influencer. You can follow her on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. She's diverse. And also you can check out MamaMoli, the new food or catering service that she's offering. She's a woman of many talents. We've heard as well that so stay in school, kids. And of course, you can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us as well on Twitter, on Facebook. And you can also listen to us on SoundCloud. You can listen to us on iTunes as well. You name it. Thank you very much. Well, and Spotify, Thank you very much to Sports Scene for allowing us to be around this wonderful space. We'll catch you again on the next episode of Digital Dyans.
I catch you, man. Stop all and that's passing a shot in my own. We got a Galilee shot. Pull them tattoo and you're always a lot. Yeah, I'm fat to catch in. Start up a girl, you see it. In front is your marker, to go to Tembele, Zamumbegala Butala, to you figure best.